So this is going to be our week in review. Started this a few months ago, and you guys seem to like it because I get to talk with you guys and go off of your comments and discuss what you guys want to. Let's see. All right, just waiting for a few more people to join. But anyway, so as usual, this week was not sans any, drama or craziness. Not me, us. Damn right, JJ. Damn right. It has to be, because this week was a clusterfuck, like of, magnificent proportions. It's been pretty ugly. I'm not sure how many people are. Yay! That's awesome, Kathy. That's awesome. Kathy's going to see Bernie on Sunday. I'm what I call a grumpy grandpa groupie. I've been to 10 Bernie rallies, 2 town halls, and his birthday party. So I'm hoping to continue that streak. Oh, right on, Colin. That's awesome. Where's he going to be on Monday? I got to catch up to that man. He's all over the damn place. Yeah. Thanks, Angelica. That's what's up. Oh, yay. Yay. Kathy will live stream tomorrow or Sunday for Bernie's event. Oh, LA. Okay. He's in South Carolina right now, and he is just insane. Like, people are going crazy. In South Carolina alone, we have 9 African American lawmakers who have endorsed Bernie thus far. It's pretty miraculous. The crowds in South Carolina are just incredible. South Carolina we did absolutely horrible in 2016. Most of it was because people did not know who he was. We got like a 24% or something. Like, we bombed. It was bad. It was like our lowest state. And now having more endorsements there than anyone else, and bringing those crowds, it's just like, yes, like we have more people now. It's kind of crazy. Like, in some ways it is harder because, like before, when I'd go door to door, I'd say, hey, so there's this guy, Bernie Sanders, and they'd be like, I have no idea who that is. And I'd be like, okay, so he's this awesome activist, and you had a blank slate. Now it's different, because now you have to go in and say, no, he did not cause Trump to win. No, he is not sexist. Yes, he did try to tell people to vote for her gas, and many of us think for ourselves and said no. So it's definitely different in that regard, but I think that people, had some time to actually, people had the time to like ruminate on and marinate on, in the sense of, oh my God, these radical ideas. Now they're not really seeming so radical to them because they're more talked about. He made them, household talking points, and now it's more accepted, and people are looking into it like, holy shit, like, maybe other countries do have these things, and maybe it's not that crazy. So yeah, we do have, we have over 1 million volunteers. That's never been done in a campaign. Over 1 million volunteers. Our first Oh my God, JJ, I wrote him in PA too. Where are you? I'm in Harrisburg area. You're my new BFF. Oh, I had to write him in, and I said I'll do it again if I had to. I mean, I'm just not playing. Like, this is our last chance. I am scared of anyone else winning. I'm scared. Like, we don't have time to fuck around. Like, we don't have time for this incrementalism bullshit. Yeah, that's it. And it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. So I'm not going to sell my soul. Like, if I wouldn't have wrote him in and I would have voted for her, she still would have lost and I would have hated myself. Oh, Phoenixville. I've heard of it. But anyway, sorry guys. It's just I always get excited when I see people from PA because I'm like, you know, a lot of people assume I'm in California and I'm definitely not. But in any case, so, and yes, you brought up yeah, it is hot. You're right, Colin. Yeah, Chrissy, absolutely. It's the last election to save the species. And you know, on that note, I'm actually going to digress and I'm going to go into the first thing, which is the FJG. So federal job guarantee. Now there is pretty, you know, there's basically no feasible way to help try to combat climate change in 11 years without the federal job guarantee. It's not plausible. Literally, you cannot do it. So every single person who's running and who says I support the Green New Deal, they should have federal job guarantee on their platform. But Bernie is the only one who does, and he's the only one who talks about it. Fact of the matter is, you talk 11 years, that's nothing. Absolutely nothing. So you're talking wind, solar, you know, everything reconfigured, infrastructure. You're talking all over our country. And how the hell do you think we're supposed to do that without getting a federal job guarantee? It's not possible. So when these candidates say, I support the Green New Deal, call them out. Tell them, where do you stand on federal job guarantee? Nobody is backing it up but Bernie, and it's bullshit. If you think that's not in Green New Deal for a reason, you're ignorant. It needs to go in there. It has to. It's not like this shit has to be done in 100 years. So Bernie was interviewed by Crystal Ball, who's actually, I really like her. I was iffy in the past, but I really like her. She's done some great interviews and she's been, you know, quite fair so far to Bernie and everything. So she interviewed Bern and, you know, she asked about UBI. And he said, UBI is, I mean, he said it more succinctly than this, but he said, UBI will not help things that a federal job guarantee can. He said that, you know, essentially that, you know, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by the comments. So Yang's people need to just calm down, essentially, because Yang's people on Twitter, it gets bad, like really bad. And Yang put out a tweet that was like, insinuating that, well, he put out a tweet and an email. He sent out an email to everyone saying Bernie is coming at me, and they're calling it an attack. Bernie could have said UBI is a neoliberal ploy that Republicans are cool with because they know they're not going to have to help your ass with anything else. But he didn't. He just said that FJG is a better route and helps with more things. And they just exploded. So now the Yang bangers are literally all over Bernie threads galore. It's crazy. No, Bernie has spoken on UBI, but it's never been on his platform. Yeah, a criticism is an attack when it's the person you're supporting. So, well, I'm sure Kelton is, yeah, I mean, of course. But in any case, Yang decided to take this as a smear, and say it's an attack. And so then his clan of people just go batshit crazy, and just start attacking Bernie. And it's funny, I wish I could make memes. I can't even make my own promos here for when I have guests and stuff. We have graphic artists, but I've been shotting all of these anti-Semitic, racist, sexist, violent memes from Yang gang bangers, whatever they are, on my pages in my Bernie threads. There's one of Yang holding up Bernie's decapitated head like this and blood dripping out of it. And I don't know if you guys know this, but a guy was just arrested and sent to prison because he threatened to behead Bernie. So that was extra tasteless. I have ones of Bernie crawling on the floor saying that we're all finally gonna get the money the Jew bastard stole from us. I have one of a girl in a Yang hat giving the Hail Hitler salute. It's so, and then they all say, no, you created those. I wish I could do shit like that. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, it'd be freaking amazing. I would love to do stuff like that. It's gross. I mean, it is absolutely gross. And you know what? You find them, go on Yang's page. Like, go on his page and just look under his tweets. They're all in his own tweets too. I guess he has no staff or something because they're never moved. You can go back and they're still there. Just racist, anti-Semitic memes just all throughout. And then when you share them or say, you guys look at this, report this, oh, we would never do that. But I always screenshot the people who post them, and they always have hundreds of followers. Their accounts are a few years old. Like, they're not bots at all. So it's very, it's bullshit. They're very, we would denounce that. Yeah, no, you don't. So, but in any case, something, that's very frustrating about the Yang crew is that they have no idea at all how economics work. They don't. Like, they have no clue. And the majority of the ones I'm dealing with are in their 20s and still live at home or live in areas that are not expensive. If you go to my Twitter, I have screenshots of people saying, I had this one kid say, I pay $400 for rent a month. if I got UBI, I'd never have to work. I could play video games all day. Okay. So I'm like, whatever, maybe this is an isolated incident, whatever. So I save that and I'm like, oh my God, that's so fucking sad. This kid has like no dreams or whatever. Okay. But then I started seeing more. This dude last night came on my page and he was like, I don't care about the environment. I don't care about getting jobs. I don't care about Medicare for all. I don't care about this stuff. But I want $1,000 a month. So it's I noticed that a lot. And it's I got mine, fuck you. Whereas progressives are we have empathy. We actually have, I may have suffered this way and I don't want anyone else to. I've been, I have medical bills. I don't want you to have them. Whereas Yang's people are like, their symbols are like money bags and they're like, it's in the bag and every single thing is freedom dividend, which just sounds, alt-right, freedom dividend. He does not support raising the minimum wage. No. I'm talking about Yang. Bernie never said he was sending anyone money. Rebecca, that is exactly my point. Exactly my point. You give people $1,000 a month. Okay, cool. It's just pacifying every freaking thing that you're just putting a Band-Aid on it. Okay, cool. Everyone gets $1,000. Now, we want Medicare for all. You can't pay your medical bills? Take it out of your fucking $1,000. We want new infrastructure. Buy a better car. Every single thing that people ask is going to be, use your money for that. And nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to progress. It's really upsetting that so many people are so clueless. I agree, Roxana. I agree. It is a Band-Aid. I know young people love to say he supports Medicare for all. He does not. It is on his website. He uses words like a pathway and, things like that. And he still talks about having corporations involved. That is not Medicare for all, period. It's not. So no, he does not believe in Medicare for all. He does not support raising the minimum wage. He does not support a federal jobs guarantee. He does not support free college tuition. He does not support canceling student loan debt. So you are sacrificing all of those things because you want $1,000 a month. Privileged. Pure privilege. I mean, yeah, all of us would love $1,000 a freaking month. Yeah, but that is a one-issue candidate. I don't vote for one issue. If you watch the last debate, every single answer Yang gave, and I'm not exaggerating, every single answer, it was freedom dividend. How do you get the freedom dividend? Or no, what's it how does it fix things in the long run? I don't know. How does it help people being able to work in better conditions? I don't know. He's not pro-union. So, for someone who's talking about worrying about jobs going, to automation and stuff, maybe you should be pro-union so you can get in contracts and then not lose your jobs when things like that start progressing. He literally, okay, and I didn't even tell the team this yet. His supporters yesterday were hashtagging trickle up economy. I'm not kidding you. They were tweeting trickle up economy. I can't find, like, what are we supposed to do with this? Like, what? I mean, is it too late? Can we even explain something to them? I mean, is it going to make sense? I don't know. I just don't think anyone who has had any kind of experience with life, how they think that this would be like the be-all end-all. Like, oh my God, $1,000 a month, everyone saved. Still homeless people on the street. Still people can't afford their health care and their daycare. Green New Deal's still not changing. The world's still going to shit. It's just, we can buy some cool stuff in the meantime. That's exactly another problem, Tom. Absolutely. UBI in many cases is used to replace or negate, programs like LIHEAP, SNAP, food stamps, even Social Security, disability, things like that. And the Republicans see that, and the conservatives, and they're like, holy shit, we just give everyone this even amount every month, and we can cut all these programs we hate. It's actually, it's UBI is austerity, essentially. It's austerity. Oh yeah, Christy. Yeah, they really don't ask him hard questions. They really don't. They won't. And I think, a lot of the people who interview him are not knowledgeable either. They hear UBI and they literally think $1,000 a month. Like, that's what they think. They don't realize how many awful things would come of that. If my thing, my problem with them is it's not as much that many people are against UBI and want FJG instead. The problem is that people who support Yang that I've dealt with absolutely refuse when I say, how about you start talking about both? How about if you want your freedom dividend and it helps absolutely no one who's unemployed and you take away unemployment benefits, how about you also convince your dude to add a federal job guarantee? No, I don't want that, because it's not the kind of jobs I'd want to do. What kind of jobs do you think they're going to make you do? What? Like, what do you think they think they're all manual labor and things like that. When in actuality, if we got a federal job guarantee, I could get paid to do this. It's perfect for entrepreneurial, inspirations. You literally could create your own business. These are not things, that are, and I heard Tulsi say something like that once. Like she believes that people have a right to pick their own job. They do. A federal job guarantee simply means that if you need one, it is there. So it's a I don't want to say a safety net, but it's, you know, think about it. You're worried you're going to lose your job, but there's a federal job guarantee in place. If you get laid off, they're going to find you another one. That's a hell of a lot less stress, because I was just laid off for 2 months and it was hell, absolute hell. So well, I mean, the cool thing is, though, this is my show, so I kind of talk about what I want to. And this is the reason why I'm talking about it is because they've been bashing Bernie because he spoke up against UBI. So it's relative. Thanks for watching. Oh, I'm sorry, Colin. That's fucking awful. That sucks. So, like, here we have Colin. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know if it's Colin or Colin, but you just got laid off, which is like one of the worst feelings ever. It's heartbreaking and it's daunting and it's, you know, uncertain. So think about if you had a federal job guarantee. By Monday, you could have another job. It would be incredible. It would be a lot less stress, a lot less worry. And yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of art was created that way, absolutely. That they're one of the huge Yang accounts was made a post that said the federal job guarantee will be most devastating to people who are artists and free thinkers and people who are creative. It'll hurt them the most. And I'm thinking, okay, actually, that is literally the epitome of the opposite. FJG would be freaking gold to people who are creative and artists, because suddenly they would have the funds to do what they want to do. These people who give their lives to volunteer work and then hurt and barely can make rent because of it, now they can get that $15 minimum wage for doing what they're already doing. People who stay at home to take care of their sick parents. I talk to people like that all the time. I work in healthcare. They can get paid for taking care of their parents. That would be their job. So there's so much misinformation out there, and what it comes down to is that FJG could be a lot of things. There is no has to be, you know, manual labor, or has to be at a desk, or it doesn't work like that. It's literally, you don't have a job, you want a job, they will get you a job. So it's almost like, you know, when I've worked for the Commonwealth state of Pennsylvania, and when your state, they got to do a lot to get rid of you if they don't want you. And it's kind of like that. There wouldn't be, you know, you take an FJG and you put unions in the mix as well, the entire work environment as a whole would change. It would improve. There would be less harassment. There would be more vacation, better health care, things like that. See, Anna, I'm really sorry. That's rough. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like you know, when people do things, selfless things such as you often get monetarily penalized for it. And with FJG, you wouldn't. So in any case, that was kind of my touch on the UBI FJG thing. But I find it really interesting that if you say to them, well, you know, first of all, you're misunderstanding what an FJG is. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, absolutely. I'm sorry, Tom. I'm like, but yes. Yeah, Tom, I totally agree. Totally. If we had FJG, we could get more mental health staff, more social workers, we could get more drug rehab places. Oh my God, the things we could do. We could help people. Like, I mean, and the fact that, so it, ultimately, the fact that Yang is absolutely a one-issue candidate and always reverts back to $1,000 a month freedom dividend because of that, and because he has no solutions to actually help any specific problems or to stop any specific problems from happening in the future. It's breadcrumbs. It's a band-aid. It's a you know, it's a pacifier. Here you go. Now you're good for the next 20 years. Now shut up. And, you know, no, I am not comparing him to Trump. So let me just say that before someone freaks out. I'm not saying comparing them as people. But when Trump was elected, people said, I mean, millions of people were saying, I can't believe there's a businessman who's never held a day in office who's now president. Yang is a businessman who's never held a day in office running for president. I'm going to pass. I'd rather someone who actually kind of knows what they're doing. But in any case, so yeah, expect them to get like even, you know, to have even more vitriol and everything. It's just, yeah, and you're right. $15 is not enough. And here's the kicker. So the fact that Yang doesn't even support that, like he doesn't even support 15. Are you kidding me right now? My state, I'm in Pennsylvania. My state is $7.25. That is the minimum wage. That's the federal minimum wage. How the hell can anyone live on that? Especially if you have kids. It's not possible. Absolutely not possible. Yeah, Tom, how about that? I'm so shocked. I almost fell off my chair. So you guys have heard me. Those of you who have watched me have said, have seen me say about 10 million times that Elizabeth Warren waffles on Medicare for all the time. And as someone with medical needs, I would never trust her in a million years to fight for that. And it turns out that her daughter has made millions being on the health insurance company's board. So, I mean, kind of makes sense. She still does not have Medicare for all or anything having to do with healthcare on her website. So she's got a plan for everything, but she doesn't even have Medicare for all on her platform. Okay. So she has said on her town hall, she was asked, why do you say that you are okay with big money or with corporations, medical corporations staying involved in Medicare for all? Because when you signed Bernie's bill, that's not what his says. And she said, yeah, I have a problem with that. I don't agree with that. There you go. She said again, I don't believe in taking for-profit health insurance companies out. That's not Medicare for all, bitch. So anything. She's been using pathway, or access, the words they all say when they don't want to say, I support Medicare for all. Like, if you don't say it without wavering, if your voice shakes, if you're not adamant, if you stutter, F off, because no. I want someone who's going to say, look, I stand for it, I support it, I wrote the damn bill, period. Yeah. Cindy, right on. Absolutely. There's apparently information on Yang's speaking fees, including, oh wait, I missed it. Oh, interesting. Oh, so Yang has speaking fees with JP Morgan. Ooh, I am going to have to look into that. Yeah, so, well, Warren, no, I mean, I know, a lot of resistors would never ever believe me, and even when it would happen, they'd be like, no, she kicked ass. Trump would destroy Warren in a debate. It would be painful. It'd be like watching something like a car crash and not able to look away, but still painful to stare at it. He would destroy her, all because she has no backbone. He started calling her racist and xenophobic things and taunting her to take a DNA test, and instead of having a backbone, she capitulated to it, gave him exactly what he wanted, and gave him the upper hand. That was a perfect example of when she could have been like, oh, hey, guess what? You're a piece of shit. You're racist. You're xenophobic. You're sexist. You're an asshole. I owe you nothing. I don't have to prove shit to you. Go fuck yourself. But he didn't. She didn't, rather. She gave him exactly what he wanted. And it backfired tremendously. Last week, she was blatantly asked a question. Is Trump a racist? Some of the stuff he says can be racist. Oh my God, that's your chance. Who the hell isn't going to call him a racist? Bernie's been calling him a racist for 3 years, for crying out loud. She couldn't say the word racist about him. Give me a break. If you seriously cannot say he's racist, even after he has personally attacked you. She has no backbone. None. Yeah, I know, it is the easiest question. Like, the easiest question. Walk down the street, is Trump racist? Yes. Like, why do you have to sit there and be like, well, Pelosi did it too? She goes, well, some of the things he says can be construed as racist. If you say racist things, you're racist. Like, this is semantic bullshit. Like, come on, dude. Like, people are just bananas. This whole thing, like, if you don't laugh, you'll cry, because some people just, like, hurt your head to even think about where they come up with this shit. So as far as Warren goes, she is being propped up by the establishment media. It started well over a month ago, and I kept saying this is going to be a really bad sign, because they, Bernie's the progressive in the race, and if they ever go a minute without shitting on him, let alone would compliment him, that would really bother me. I'd have to reassess my support of Bernie. If people like Neera Tanden and Zerlina and Cap and Rachel Maddow and stuff were praising Bernie, I'd have to take a damn hard look at him. But they're all doing it with Warren. So, I mean, let's keep it real. Would they ever praise someone who was a real progressive? Not a chance. I don't give a shit who you are. Not a chance. So, same, Rebecca. Yeah, she fucked that up. So the other thing about Warren is I have the video on Twitter. I'm sure you guys have heard of the Not Now This videos. They do some good videos. They've done some Bernie ones. And they did one on Warren. A few days ago, she met with African Americans who were previously incarcerated. And they were she joined them at a table, and they were told, you can ask her questions. I just got out of jail. I need a job. How can I do that? Just things like that. Just have a discussion. So one woman, African American woman, I just got out of jail. I need to know what you can tell me you'll do to help me get back into society. How do I start over? She literally says, when I fought for Obamacare, okay, then someone else says the same thing. How can I get back, acclimated back into society? And she says, I have a plan that's going to build millions of new apartments. Okay, so basically when people of color who have just been incarcerated ask you, what are you doing to help us when we get out? Perfect answers for that would be help you get jobs, help you get on your feet, help you get housing, change the criminal justice reform so you don't get locked up for the stupid shit you got locked up for. I mean, but she said none of that. She said, we're building millions of new apartments, which they have no money, so that's just fucking great. And when I helped fight for ACA, okay, well, that also doesn't help. Like, she had not a single sentence or even phrase for anything they were asking. It was, I mean, she does and says a lot that grosses me out, but this was the ultimate. I thought, you know what? These people are hurting. They're in pain. They just got out of jail. They have a chance to speak to a presidential candidate who is a senator, and they don't even care enough to give them an answer. If you're going to be president, you should probably be able to answer any question at any time, period. And why can't you, I mean, why can't you, it's like she never thought about criminal justice reform. Like, isn't that a pretty big deal? I mean, Bernie just came out with a freaking, 17-page plan that is like all encompassed, like change our country, intense plan of everything from ending cash bail to ending the death penalty to legalizing marijuana to going back and taking it off records to damn it, Warren. But yeah, so the fact that she didn't even have at least like a stock answer, it's pathetic. It was really wrong. And you saw it on these people's faces. They can't have felt good about that. So yeah, that was probably, and don't expect it to get brought up on the debate, because they actually did a study, and I don't follow like polls a lot and stuff, because like Biden in first, okay, well, that's some bullshit. So usually I just kind of I'll read them, and then I'll scan the bottom to see how many people they asked, who they asked, things like that, because sometimes you'll look at a poll and it'll say we asked 200 people and they all work at the DNC. Well, obviously I'm not going to check that poll. But they did this study that came out 2 days ago, and it was quite fascinating. And it was giving a breakdown of, the kind of like stats for each candidate. And it showed that most of Bernie's supporters, it's of the donors. Most of Bernie's donors are poor. I'd say that's probably right. And and they said, and college students and women, which was friggin' amazing. And they stated that most of Warren's were white, female, college-educated, upper class. There you go. I mean, I want the candidate who has support from people who are on food stamps, and support from people who, have to work 3 jobs. Like, that's my candidate. I mean, that shows me, if I go to a rally of a politician and I see like all these like pink pussy hats, I'm just gonna be like, oh God, no, you are the company you keep, and this shit ain't me. No, please take me away. Yeah, okay, yeah, Uncle Joe, I don't even know what's going on with him. He's beyond, I mean, he himself is a parody. I think he really, somebody is telling him, because he's really easy to convince of things, but somebody is telling him that he should stay in. Somebody is. I just know it. So somebody's telling him to stay, and they're an asshole. But the good thing is, he keeps a lot of the centrists, because if he drops, they're going to Warren. They're totally going to Warren. Vagina, yay. So, but it's actually sad, you know, and I don't want to be ableist at all, but there's something seriously wrong. Seriously, I'm not going to diagnose because I'm not a doctor, but he doesn't remember stuff. He makes stuff up. He is a mush mouth, and he mumbles, and I mean, one of the things that initially first started catching me off guard was when you go on the debates and you watch people, they argue, they fight and fight and fight to get every second of that 2 minutes they're allowed, or 1 minute they're allowed. And when Biden got the time to speak, he'd be like, okay, but I guess my time is up now. And it's after like 10 seconds. So I'm like, he didn't really want to talk. He didn't. He like, it was like each time he was leaving, he had time left over, and he was more than okay with not using it. But it was funny because at the last debate, I believe it was Kamala said something about, you know, you evoke Barack Obama's name a lot. No, it was Cory. I think it was Cory Booker. You know, you talk about Obama a lot. And, and then 2 nights ago, Joe was giving a speech, and he forgot Obama's name. He goes, President, my boss. And what happened was, I was just like, oh my God, he freaking called him my boss because he forgot his name. How do you forget? I mean, it's bad. It's really bad. And now he's making up stories about being, you know, trying to give medals to soldiers, and he wasn't there, and all this stuff. I seriously think he's watched a video of Hillary saying she got caught under, you know, Bosnian sniper fire, and he thought it was a great idea. And, you know, now he's like, cool, I'm going to make some shit up too. But yeah, he's a damn mess. His campaign, actually, why they were so forthcoming about this is pretty stupid. But they were actually in, you know, an article stating that they have told him he needs to cut down his appearances. They're literally scaling back him going out in public because his gaffes are so bad. But they're not gaffes. I don't want someone going and sitting down next to Kim Jong-un and being like, yo, dude, but I guess my time is up. He's not competent at all. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So, yeah, it's scary. Like, it's actually scary at this point. Yeah, you know what, Colin? I'm not sure he knows he's lying either. I'm, you know, I don't think, like, I think he kind of remembers this shit in a way. Because he, you know, I hate admitting this. I hate it. But I almost kind of do feel bad for him. Like, and I hate that I do, because he's garbage and he's like handsy and he's gross. But at the same time, it's like, I see someone who's just like, I don't know, like he's deteriorating. It's sad. Yeah, I mean, I agree, Rebecca. If Biden is the nominee, it's Trump 2020, because there is no way in hell Biden can win against Trump. And did you see Joe Biden's wife's video? Please tell me you saw her video. She literally made a video to say, my husband might not be the best, but that's not important. Your candidate may be better in healthcare, but Joe can beat Trump. Literally. Google it. I watched it like 3 times. I couldn't freaking believe it. I was like, this is the best endorsement from your wife? His wife legit said, your candidate may be better in healthcare. Like, aren't you supposed to say, like, you know, my spouse has the best plans of any plans? I mean, I thought that's what you were supposed to do. But, and it's like, no, I'm not going to listen to you. You said Hillary had a 98%. You said Hillary had a 98% chance of winning, and now you're saying we have to go with Joe because he's the one that'll win? No. People always think that they know what's going to happen. And here's the fun part about the primaries. There's over 20 candidates. This is a time when let's not think about strategy too much as far as who you should vote for if you don't already have someone you feel a connection to and throw your support behind. Don't worry about all that electability shit right now, because what's going to happen is half the people are going to drop out before then. And also, you know, sorry, I got distracted by the comments. Also, you are talking about who you think people will vote for. Last time there was this, oh, Trump's not gonna win. He could never win. Look, the queen of Wall Street. Everybody rigged it for her. So of course she's gonna win. And then she lost. Well, I'm seeing it this time that people are literally saying that anyone can beat Trump. My dog could beat Trump. Well, you know what? That's a really, really, really dangerous way to think, because they said that last time, and that kind of, you know, sanctimonious bullshit is going to give us Republicans again. We can't be too cocky. We have to, I mean, his base is fucking strong. Like, it's strong. It's scary. There's a lot of them. And people may not want to acknowledge that, but it doesn't change the truth. He has a lot of support. And when he did that stadium like a month ago or something, it was to like kick off his 2020 campaign or some shit, he filled that stadium. He filled it like 30,000 people. And yeah, I'm sure some were paid or whatever, but that's a lot of fucking people. And it did kind of, you know, my gut just kind of sank, and I was like, oh my God, they're like all together and they're in this room and there's so many of them, and I'm just waiting them to like start beating up people of color. And it was just, so he still has numbers. We can't be ignorant to that. We can't. We have to be realistic. Yeah, Mindy, you're absolutely right. They are, you know, they're the epitome of people who vote against their best interest. Because even if they like what Trump says, you know, even though they like he's xenophobic or whatever, they're the ones that are going to be hurt hurting monetarily and everything like that. But they don't see it like that. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, the only person, I mean, Bernie since 2015, Bernie has done rallies every single time that he's had to give 2 rallies. He's had to give a second one outside because there's overflow. I waited in line, first time I saw Bernie, I waited in line 6.5 hours, and it was already wrapped around the building. He took another hour to talk to a second stadium because it was all people who couldn't get in. He's still doing that. Even when he stopped running for president in 2017 and 2018, it still happened. He still had to do overflow rooms. He never lost that momentum. Now it's even more. He went to the Iowa fair, and they said they had to literally take down tents and move stuff because they said they had never seen crowds that big. So he still has that momentum. He still has it. And if people are really that concerned about beating Trump, maybe they should just fucking, instead of vote blue no matter who, vote Bernie, bitch. But also, you know, it would be really amazing if oh yeah, yay, America's Dad in San Fran. Yeah, I bet it was awesome. Oh no, what's a brown acid at Bernie stock? Do I want to know? I don't want to know. Colin, are we friends on Facebook? If not, send me one. Rebecca? Cindy, I'm quite sure we're friends. Yeah, send me friend requests, guys, because I need to go on there more. I'm on Twitter all the time. But anyway, I digress. So then, you know, unfortunately, we had a really, really bad time because Gillibrand dropped out. Just gonna have a moment of silence. I actually did not think she would drop this soon. I was actually kind of surprised. I know she didn't make the debate, but neither did 13 other people. So she dropped. But it was funny because I remember saying to someone over a month ago that if and when Gillibrand drops, it'll be because Kamala's numbers plummet and Gillibrand will endorse Kamala right before a debate so that her numbers shoot back up. So we'll see if I'm right. I don't know. So you heard it here first. If like a day or two before this debate, Kirsten comes out and she's like, I want to nominate Kamala Harris. Your girl said it first. So yeah, Inslee's out. Who the hell else? One of them, Moulton. But damn, freaking, what's his name? Delaney. He is going nowhere. He's like, you know when you watch the old Gong Show and they take the stick with the and they're like, and they just pull him out. The cane. Yeah, the cane. That's what they're gonna have to do with Delaney, because he's not gonna leave. He's gonna go to freaking. he's going to go to the convention. Whether he's allowed or not, he's going to go. He is in denial. He only has 1%. He trolls Bernie's page. Like, he actually gets in Bernie's threads and goes at Bernie. It's you know, it's funny because, yeah, the hook. That's such a profound word that I couldn't think of. Thank you, Cheryl. God, my brain's not working. Biden will endorse Kamala. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Delaney's worth $65 million, much of it from health insurance companies. Yeah, Klobuchar, how the flying hell is that woman on stage in the debate? How? I just don't know. How is Klobuchar? I've never met a Klobuchar supporter. I mean, I guess there is one or two. I don't know, but I have run into a few Gillibrand supporters. Trying to think who else. No, don't, Tom. That's not very nice. Tom, that's not very nice. I work a full-time job and then come home and write articles and then do shows. I'm tired. Don't be a butthead. Rebecca, that's what I'm saying. I have never seen Klobuchar more than like 1% in any polls. Yeah. So, of course, we're talking about the debate. So, of course, we will go to Tulsi. It's shady. It is so shady. It's so messed up. It's so undemocratic. It's okay. So for those of you who don't know, yeah, I mean, I'm not like the hugest Tulsi fan, like, period. But I would stick up for anyone who they would do this to. So, you know, to get on the debate stage, you need you have to hit several criteria. This time you needed to have 130,000 individual contributions. Okay, I gotta stop reading the comments. Sorry, guys. Never forgot what I was talking about. See, guys, this is distracting. You're too interesting. Oh, okay. So yeah. So they needed 130,000 individual donations. Tulsi got that. Gravel got that. Okay. Now all they need is polls. They need 4 polls at over 2 or 3%. I forget. I believe it did go up to 3%. But there are 4 polls. So they both met monetarily. Now, Gravel was fucked because they never included his name in any polls. Like, the only time his name was included was when Bernie would send out emails and say, who are you supporting, or who would you likely support besides Bernie, things like that. He always included Gravel every single time. And that was the only time any of us ever saw his name on polls. So how is it possible for him to get on the debate stage? It wasn't. Well, they pulled, for Tulsi, it was different because she was a little more well-known, so they had to go a different route. So what they did was they took, they are supposed to take 17 polls that they've used forever. Those are the 17 they look at. and they gauge in that. Do they qualify as that one of the 4 they need? Okay, cool. Now, for this round, they used 10 of the 17. Why? I don't know, but suddenly Tulsi didn't make it anymore. Bullshit. She is literally the only person being affected by this drop in like poll choices. Like they took out Emerson. Emerson is one of the only reputable polls. Emerson is more scientific. When you say polls, I think Emerson. That's the one that's actually more mathematical, and they took them out. How? They're like keeping stuff in, like, you know, local from New Hampshire or whatever, but they're taking out Emerson, who is, you know, known for being quite accurate. But you know, so it's utter bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. She should be on that debate stage. What they should do is they have 10 people, not including Tulsi. What they should do is they should still have 2 nights. They should have a 6 and a 5. That's what they should do. So that way everyone still gets a lot of time. It is their way of saying, sit down, shut up, drop out. Period. But from what I understand, her supporters are still trying to get her into October. So, oh, that could have been Colin. They could have done that. Colin said they included the Pepsi challenge instead of Emerson, which could have been. Or they could have done coin tosses like they did in the Iowa caucus when Hillary magically won 6 out of 6. And, you know, I mean, granted, it's mathematically impossible, but Hillary's pretty freaking magical, and she made it happen. Yeah, she is suing Google as well. Tulsi is, because Google is so pathetic. She was like the most Googled candidate after the debate, and they ended up changing their algorithm. Also, Warren bought several times now. Warren bought ads, which is legal. It's not illegal, so that her website pops up first when you type in Bernie Sanders. Her website pops up first. That's shady. It's legal, but that's like, stop trying to capitalize on us. It's not going to happen. Nope. I think that was all I was going to rant about. I have some rad guests next week. I'm so freaking excited. I'm also, Tuesday, I'm going to be going on, there's a gentleman named Niall Elkins, and he asked me to come on and do an interview with him. So we'll be talking about my show and things like that. And I am going back on the Humanist Report. Yay! My favorite show in the world. So that's exciting. But then I also have, now I need to know how I'm saying this, because I found out I've been saying it wrong. My favorite publication after The Nation sold out and became total just like resistor crap is Jacobin. I thought it was Jacobin. It's Jacobin, apparently, or I heard it from a guy with an accent. I don't know. But anyway, two of their best writers are coming on next week. Luke Savage, so it'll be Savage and Savage, is coming on Wednesday. He is freaking awesome. And then I have Kurt, another Jacobin writer, on the next night, and he is in Mexico, and he does stories on what's going there as far as war, poverty, things like that. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty awesome. Yeah, Mike is bae. I love Mike so much. Mike is the person who inspired me to do my show. I mean, he knows that. I had him, I had him on my show, and I didn't sleep for 3 nights, and I fangirled like crazy. But now we talk so much on Messenger and stuff that he tells me fart jokes, and he's become more like a brother to me. I used to fangirl and be like, oh my god, Mike. And now I'm just like, yo, listen. So yeah, we've built a pretty beautiful friendship. He's awesome. So I'm so honored to go back and be with him. Anna, I have not. I've met Jimmy and Miserable Lib. I've had Ron Flacone on probably 10 times, and Graham Elwood. I've been on Ron's show. I mean, I've met Jimmy Dore. I really don't know if he knows who I am, though. If you said Savage Joy, I don't know if I don't know. But yeah, Ron's my boy. I love Ron. We always have great shows together. And Graham's my buddy. One of my favorite shows I ever did was I just did a show with them in Philly. They're in California. I'm in Pennsylvania. So they specifically did a show in PA. So I would get to see them together, because I'm like, no, I want to see. I kept calling it a manwich. I was like, just give me a manwich. Okay, this is great. So I'm gonna have both of you. This is awesome. And they had me introduce them and stuff like that on stage. And so afterwards, we were gonna do the show, the 3 of us. But the audience from the comedy show were like, we want to stay. We want to see it. So it was the first time I did a live show with a live audience. And it was awesome. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be so weird. But we were in a bar, and we were sitting on this pimp couch that I'm glad I didn't have a black light, because I don't even want to know what was on it. But Graham's here and Ron's here, and we're squeezed in so you could see the camera, and we were all kind of tipsy. So it was just a really fun show. Really, really fun. But yeah, I digress. No, I've never been on Jimmy's. Oh dear. Oh my God. Yeah, they're great. Oh my God, they are the greatest guys. They're so sweet and so kind, and just awesome people. They really are. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will keep you updated with everything. Today was just a super, the past 3 days I've been so down, so down. And there's been a lot of, vitriol between Tulsi supporters and Bernie supporters. And no, they didn't sell out. No. I'm having 2 people from Jacobin. They didn't sell out. The nation sold out. Oh, thank you guys. yeah, I've been like these past 3 days, I have been so down, just so much hate everywhere. And I'm like, you see people you've been friends with on social media for years, and you're having to block them because they're calling you insults and things. And it's just like, damn, like, this sucks. Like, this is what happened. Why is there this big divide? But I mean, I think that it was, tonight, Miss Nina made a post that said, I'm giving a shout out, much love to my, much aloha to my girl, Tulsi Gabbard, something like that. And then Tulsi said back, yeah, I can't wait to see you. We'll have time together or something. But it was just like, I cried like so hard when I saw it. And I thought, oh my God, they see us. They see us infighting. They fucking see it. They see Tulsi supporters going at Bernie supporters and vice versa. They see it. That's why they're saying this. And it was just like, oh my God, like, this is not how this is supposed to be. I mean, I'm not voting for her. She's not my candidate. But at the same time, like, when I wrote Bernie in, I wrote her in as VP. I met Tulsi. She's a really nice person and things like that. And she did stand up for Bernie in 2016. So I'm not going to go at her. But there are people, it's gotten so ugly, and it's been heartbreaking just watching all of the infighting. So when I saw Miss Nina take that step and then Tulsi went back, and it was just like, oh my God, it was like, that was what everyone needed. Everyone needed to see that. So, in any case, so you guys are amazing. You're awesome. And like I said, next week I have a show Wednesday and Thursday with the Jacobin writers, and then I'll be updating you with the others as we move forward. Thank you so much, you guys. You have a great long weekend. Take care. Much love.